Yo, Ranar Moody here with 24/7 Hunt, coming to y'all with a little deer talk. The purpose of this video is to share with y'all how I put these big bucks on the ground, and maybe it'll help someone put a big deer on the ground. You know, it's kind of like a how-to video. Depends on how you want to take it. Anyway, let's get started. I killed all three of these deer in November, the second week in November, November 10th through the 14th. I really like those days out there. I like any date in November before Thanksgiving, but specifically the second week of November. It has proven to me many times over and over and over. And you know, I've seen a lot of big deer, a lot of mature deer in that week, and I really stand behind it. So to kill these deer, what I did was I found a good spot I like that no one on my property hunts. And what that leads back to is hunting pressure. So for you guys that are hunting on these big hunt clubs, you have to think outside of the box. You have to go where your other members don't go. You have to really hone in, study your property, and hunt the places that other members don't hunt. And that just leads back to deer pressure, hunting pressure. The less hunting pressure you have on the deer, the better. That first statement leads me to this next statement. If you find you a good spot that might be big buck time, the first thing you need to do is stay out of there. You have to stay out of that spot until the time is right. Don't go hunting that stand 2 or 3 times a week. You know, you're gonna mess it up. You're gonna booger it up, and it ain't gonna be no good. And that's just how it is. You might think you can catch him slipping, or just because he's coming in that hole and you got him on camera at night, he might come through there. You're really limiting your chances. The more you hunt your spots, the less likely you are to put a mature buck on the ground. You know, you think you might be slipping in there, but you're not. He knows everything. That's his living room, and he knows. So the best thing that you can do is to stay out of there, and that's what I've done. I don't hunt my spots, my favorite spots, until November, specifically the second week, or I wait on a good cold snap in November, then I'm sneaking in there and I'm hunting. All 3 of these deer got killed on my first sit in that particular spot, and that is key. You know, your first time hunting a spot is your best chance of killing a mature buck. You know, he doesn't have you patterned. He won't scent check the area before he comes in usually, and it's just better. It's just better that way. The next thing I want to talk about is using your grunt call. I personally don't like to use a grunt call. I used to not be like that, but I will give you a reason. I'll give you an answer why. Use a grunt call. You're probably gonna use it a little too much, you know, and it's better to me. I think it's better not to grunt versus to grunt, because you might have a big buck coming to you, and you might grunt, and that might spook him up. You just never know how these bucks are gonna act, what mood they're in. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you have to take a leap of faith, and you know, you might have to hit the grunt. I'm not telling you that I don't, but during that week, I usually don't grunt. I usually just sit still, sit quiet, get quiet in the woods, and let the woods do the work. You know, the deer are coming. If you're in a good spot, you've done your homework, the buck is coming. He is coming. If I do grunt, that means I see him. I actually see him. This particular buck on the bottom, I grunted him in because I saw him, and I hit it a couple times, and he acted like he didn't hear me. 5 minutes later, he comes back to me. You know, so I only grunt when I see these bucks, and you know, if I'm hunting with my bow, trying to get them in bow range. That's about the only time. I really don't like grunting if I can't see the deer. I just haven't had any luck with it, period. Point blank, period. Now I'll throw that out there. I've never killed a mature buck, never grunted in a mature buck that I didn't see. Any mature buck that I grunted in, I laid eyes on him, and then he came to my tree. And so I think that in the past, I might have been grunting a little too much, a little too hard, or a little too often. Yeah, and you know, it just never worked for me. So when I first calmed my grunting down, sometimes I leave it in the truck, I had way more success. And I think that comes back to, you know, a lot of deer just, you know, doing what they do on a normal basis. You come in their house and you start grunting up a storm, they'll know automatically something's up. So limit your hunting pressure, lay off the grunt calls a little bit. The mature bucks are giving you all the signs in the world. You just gotta listen to them. You gotta do your homework, scout. You find the scrapes, you find the big bucks. He's coming to those scrapes, especially when they first get laid down. He's coming. No doubt about it, he is showing up. You just gotta be there when he's there, and that leads me to another point. You have to put time in the woods. You have to hunt. You can't go watch the football game on Saturday and expect to kill a big buck. Because while you're on the couch or you know, partying with your friends, watching the game, big buck, he's walking around. And you know, hey, if you want to party with your friends, that's fine. But if you want to kill a big deer, you have to put in your time. You got to put in the work, put in the hours. I mean, it's like a full-time job. When you're in them woods, you got to put in the hours. If you ain't putting in the hours, you're limiting your chances on killing a mature deer. And that's just what it is. So, put the hours in. Stay out of your good spots. Don't overhunt them. Find the scrapes. Hunt the scrapes. Really key in on that second week of November. No matter what the weather is calling for, you hunt. You hunt, you hunt, you hunt. You hunt 24/7. When you get home, you're still hunting. You're still thinking about the next day. You're still strategizing. Comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Hey, all that good jazz. Y'all, good luck this season. I hope you put a big buck on the ground. I really do. And let me know if anything I said helped you out. Peace.